Hey everyone, Ryan Willoughby here, spiritual guide in all things consciousness. We are going through some really powerful times right now. Astrological alignments, energy coming in, central sun. Some of the greatest expansions in humanity is happening right now. This is a magical time to be alive. It is a magical time to be in the human experience and the evolution of consciousness. To be in this expression of the Godhead and its fractalized self that is experiencing itself in lower levels of dimension, reaching back up into the divine nectar of all being of love, coming back into the blissful state of that of what we are. So what does it mean to remember the truth of who you are? This is really the big mantra that I have been given to share with the humanity, and to remember the truth of who you are and to know just how powerful you are. Remembering the truth of who you are is remembering that there is something more going on here than just this physical body and the human experience. You are being asked to transcend your humanness while staying in the human form and honoring the human that you are, becoming that of what you've always been: pure light, pure love, pure source, as a unique expression from the soul perspective that is an aspect of the fractalization of God, of Source. This remembering the truth of who you are is called the awakening. This is when you start to realize that there's something more going on here, and that there is an existence of me beyond just this in the physical form. The next step in the awakening process is then starting to realize that now, at this point in time in humanity's timeline and Earth, and you being here at this particular time in a physical form, in a human, that you are given the opportunity to merge the higher self, the non-physical aspect, the soul that is in the all-knowing of the truth of who and what you are, that you are pure love, unconditional love, bliss, joy, peace, harmony, all of the big states of being. That is what you are. And you can integrate that. You can become realized in the human form, realize that of what you are, and then allow it to come in and to be embodied. When you start this part of the awakening journey, you are now having the body take on more light, and the body, the physical human form, is going to start making changes. Depending on your journey, that can look like many different things. There can be ascension symptoms involved. There can be any amount of resistance is going to show up in different ways, because the human form, the brain, and everything that's been conditioned and only knowing what it is, meaning that it believes that it is limited. It believes that it has things it needs to fear. It believes it needs to protect itself. It needs to be able to provide for itself. So there's competition. It needs the shelter. It needs all of these things that keep it limited. It believes it is limited and cut off from Source. You are reprogramming and changing the operating system of the human form. The brain, the synapses, the nervous system, the software of the human form. And there is a journey in that process. And then there is the next phase in the awakening. And it is where you are fully coming online with the new body, with the new operating system. You are activating and going into what is called the light body, where you are now have cleared and filtered out from the human form low dense frequency energies on a cellular level. So now there's more room and more space for more light to come in. You're activating and opening up the energy centers of the body to be in full activation and to fully receive the light and the love that is available to you, the full energy source, the full power that can move through a fully opened energetic body. When you are moving through this stage, there is the process of where you are now bringing on the original blueprint for the human body that it was designed for in the higher realms of frequency and the higher dimensions. So your gifts and abilities start to come back online. You start to have a more regenerative system where it is able to heal. The body is able to heal itself. The body is able to be regenerative, meaning that it is no longer in a stage of decay or becoming older. In fact, you have the ability to reverse aging. You have the ability to have all of the clairs, so the clairvoyant, clairaudient, claircognizant, all of the gifts and abilities to where you are able to perceive multidimensionally, and you're able to also bilocate. There are many gifts and abilities that start to come online once you reach the state of enlightenment, where you become the light body, where your dormant DNA starts to activate. Now, there is a whole journey in this process of awakening, and where you find yourself is exactly where you're supposed to be in your journey. And there is no place that you're supposed to be other than where you are right now. Your soul is on a journey in your human form, and it is experiencing everything it wishes to experience. Yes, you have free will, but the free will is just creating and drawing experiences of the soul's desire based upon what your choices are that you're making as the human form in free will. There is a design of an experience of where if you push against your connection or your knowing of your power, or you push against your truth of what you are, there is no judgment in that. But it will create resistance, which creates energy frequencies that emit through the universe that then bring back a personalized experience for you where you are in resistance, where you are in lack. And you receive an experience of that lack or resistance or pain or anger or whatever it is that is the frequency in which you are pushing against the true essence and the design of what you are. And the soul has no opinion on that other than the experience that it's having. And it's having an experience in physical form within all the dimensions that are available to it. But there becomes a time where the soul has created a point in your timeline where it is time for you to evolve, where it is time for you to move into the full human potential that's available to you. So it'll create experiences that are so dramatic and so out of align with the truth of who you are that it'll bring you back into your centeredness. It'll create an event in your life where you have to fully surrender, where you have to fully just come into your center point and find the truth of who you are. Nothing else can matter except for you coming into peace and coming back into your power. So everything else becomes void in your reality. This is where then you start to come back in, and this is usually where the awakenings occur. Awakenings can occur through absolute pure love. You come into such an experience of a state of pure love that it awakens you into something more, into the truth of who you are. Or you've pushed against the truth of who you are so much that it creates an event in your life to where you have to fully surrender and give in. And this will then begin the awakening journey. So wherever you are in your awakening journey, there's two things for you to know. The truth of who you are is you are pure love, pure light, pure source. You are energy and you are power. And you are the creator within your own creation. The second thing is that you are here to be enlightened at this time. The evolution of humanity is here, and the choice is here. Now is the time humanity, all of humanity, will awaken into the truth of who we are and become into the light body, the evolution. So you can choose on if you're going to allow this and move through it with grace and with the knowing of the truth of who you are, or any fear or resistance or pushback against it will create what you would call a rocky road in your journey to ascension. But it is going to occur. Every single soul has a point already designated in their journey on their awakening. And the process of that awakening thereafter is a free will experience. If you would like more information, or if you have any questions, or you would like some personal guidance on this, please reach out to me. I'm happy to share, talk with you more about my own personal journey and how I can help you with that. Take care, everyone. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.